Hi guys, Marcus here. So this is one of the last videos for now, but so here we're using a chatbot, a text chatbot, or you can actually talk to it too, to control TJBot remotely. So it's something we can chat with. So the idea is, if I'm not in the same room, I can ask the status of what's going on with TJBot. So the ingredients, again, you should have followed the other videos and should have a working TJBot, and you should have my controller program working, and you should have conversation, speech to text, and so forth set up. So I will give you the code for the chatbot, and it's basically a node webflow, and you can find all this on this URL here. Okay, so here's the scenario. So we will add this part here, and so what we can do, we can obviously talk to TJBot itself. The Pi has a speaker and a microphone. There's a controller program which then takes information, shoots it to IoT platform, and there we can then listen and orchestrate the traffic with Node-RED. We can also create a dashboard, and now we want to also create like a chat box using the conversation, so we can talk to him when we're not in the same room or control him. So yeah, so let's start. Let me show you where we are. So let's go to Node-RED. Here we have our normal chatbot. Well, that's a chatbot I came up with. So we basically, it uses WebSockets to talk to Node-RED here. So I have two endpoints, and we're going to start this in shortly. So let me just start my program. So here's TJ. He's not initialized at the moment, so I can just fire him up. Should wave to us, and the light should change. Perfect. So he's now active. So we do get every 5 seconds messages from him about how he's doing. So here's a message. So we know the arm is raised, LED is on, and I get temperature and what his name is. So that's all good. So he's active. So let's go to my bot. So my bot is called, I give this bot the hot word Watson or dude, so I can talk to it as well. So let's just, let me just give you the picture here. So now we can converse with him via voice or, how do we do this? Yeah, so let's say turn light green, right? Then it turns to light green. So we have now an option of, that's pretty cool actually, we can have the tone coming onto the browser, or I can actually send it back to TJ. So he's going to tell me, he basically gives me a confirmation of what's going on. So let's do this. I guess the browser tone doesn't work because I'm recording. So let's do this first. So turn light blue.
Okay, we'll change light to blue.
So there's TJ, the speaker within TJ, or within the cardboard box, talking back to us, right? So we can then say, what is the time, for example?
It is 4:10 p.m.
And he talks back to us. And we can do the same actually, also via the browser. If I change this here back, deploy, and I have to unplug my microphone. So if we do this here, time is it? Then my Chrome.
It is 4:10 p.m.
So Chrome will talk as well, right? So I can also say, dude, what time is it?
It is 4:11 p.m.
Okay, so that kind of works. So let's try again. Dude, what time is it?
It is 4:11 p.m.
Okay. Dude, change the light to green.
Okay, we'll change light to green.
So you can see you can do this via this bot as well. And what's really cool, you can also ask about the status of. So we can say, what color is the light? LED, I should say. So it's telling us the LED is green. So that's pretty good. And we can also say, let's say, turn your arm down, I think, or forward.
Okay, we'll move my arm forward.
So we move the arm forward. So let's the arm. Where is your arm? Arm is lower. Okay. Make a wave. Make a wave.
Okay, we'll wave my arm.
Okay, so you get actually context, so that's quite cool. So you can actually, so what happens, I get the context every 5 seconds. And what I do is I basically save the context in some global variables, and then I feed them back via pre-processing and these parameters here to the conversation, and then I can use the context in the conversation. So if you go to the conversation, and it comes up. So there is a thing here called context, manage context, and you should see all the context I put in. So you see like arm is raised, LED is on, and so forth. So this guy has basically the live context, and then you can use this if you ask about the status. So here, and the code is available for you to upload this. So the arm is, and then it gives you the context variable. It's up or down and so forth. So it's pretty good. Okay, that's basically it. So we can just say, what time is it? The same as in the thing. It gives me the time, and then I can also say what is the where's your arm? Let's see what it says. It's raised, so that's correct. Okay. So I give you this code. The code basically is in Node.js. You don't really need to do anything. It's in the float. The code itself is in here. It's just HTML. And that's basically it. It does work nicely with Chrome. It also works in Firefox, but there's a problem with the microphone and the speech to text. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions. So this is the scenario. Again, I talked about the Watson conversation context, which you can add, and then a sample. Here, again, the references, you find all the code in my GitHub and also at this email address or the website. If you have any questions, let me know, and we go from there. Okay.